There's a lot of talk on the internet and social media about hot girls do this and hot girls do that. I think that hot girls have a good credit score and a savings account. So with that in mind, let's talk about which of the 6 popular categories for the fall wardrobe refresh that you'd want to spend your money or where you want to save your money. If you're new here, my name's Tasha Julie and I'm a fashion stylist based in LA. And a lot of my clients are going through the fall refresh right now. And if you're doing something similar, it's probably why you clicked on this video. So let's talk about which items are worth the splurge or spending a little bit more and which items you can save your money on. I don't talk about it a lot on social media, but before I became a fashion stylist, I worked in finance for a really long time. So it's still a subject that's near and dear to my heart, and oftentimes I find it can be conflicting when it comes to fashion, especially when you're consuming social media content and it just always seems to be this endless hamster wheel of trends. Buy this, you're not cool or cute if you don't have that. And all of that unfortunately adds up to the endless hamster wheel of spending and constantly needing to feel like you need new things. And that's not where it's at. Hot girls, like I said, have a savings account and a nice wardrobe. So let's get into how to achieve both and review the 6 popular categories for the fall wardrobe refresh. So in this example, it really covers why you'd want to spend or save your money. So basically longevity or long-term purchase items where the quality is something that's going to last you for a much longer time. That way you're not stuck in that endless hamster wheel of having to replace, buy another one, replace, and that ends up costing you more money in the long run. So there are categories that are like that, and there are other categories that I think sometimes are overpriced or overvalued. So let's get into it. The first category, in sharp contrast with the example, is shoes. And my reason behind that is that footwear is a utilitarian item. So you're walking around in it, it's getting scuffed, scratched, dirty. If you live in a walking city, you're putting a lot of wear and tear onto your shoes. And also if you happen to live somewhere where it snows and they salt the snow, in my personal experience, that really ruins your shoes. So if my $1,300 boots get so worn out that I can no longer repair them and keep wearing them, I'm gonna feel pretty bad about that. And so for that reason, I would feel a lot better about replacing a affordable pair of shoes. So shoes as it goes, I'm gonna say this is a save your money category. Next up is jewelry, and this category I'm gonna say is a spend your money category. And pretty easy reasoning behind it. If you've ever worn inexpensive jewelry and it starts to tarnish and look pretty bad quite quickly, you can only kind of wear it a couple of times. So for that reason, I would say if you are reviewing your jewelry collection for the fall wardrobe refresh, that you would want to spend your money in this category. And a couple of jewelry trends that are on my radar, I think we are going to see a continuance in the resurgence of popularity in silver jewelry. Gold, I think, is still gonna be a thing. Rose gold is kind of on the way out. And personally, I predict that we're going to see an increase in gemstone jewelry for fall. So if you are planning to add a few new jewelry pieces to your collection for fall, I would say that spending your money is going to be the better value in the long run. The most popular category that I'm working with my clients on for the fall wardrobe refresh is outerwear, which of course makes sense. And in this category, I couldn't decide if it was a spend or a save category. So let's talk about both options. And the reason behind it is that when I was doing my research, I actually found so many beautiful options in the affordable category, but I also think outerwear is one of those main longevity categories where it's something you're gonna have for a very long time, and it's such a great classic piece to dress up an outfit and make it look a lot more luxe if you are wearing a slightly spendier coat. So here we've got, in this example, a $900 trench coat. It's beautiful, but for some people that's just not realistic for them to spend that dollar amount on outerwear. So I think this is kind of a middle of the road or up to you as the purchaser or wearer, because there are such great and beautiful options in both the more costly and the more affordable categories. So for this one, I'm going to leave it up to you as the wearer if you prefer a more spendy outerwear piece or if you prefer something a little bit more budget friendly. I think it also largely depends on the weather where you live. there is this gorgeous Montclair jacket that I have been loving. Like, I really want it, but I live in LA. I don't actually snowboard or snow ski. I actually don't like cold weather all that much, and so I just can't justify the price of it. So definitely weigh your options. There are beautiful choices in both categories for outerwear. Next up is handbags, and they have been having a low-key controversial moment, and I kind of agree with this. I think more and more people are buying these louder luxury labels to show off and impress people they don't know, and to me that reads quite the opposite of luxury. This is a concept I'd love to expand on in another video. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments. I actually went out last night to a newer restaurant called Novikov in Beverly Hills, and there were so many people in there that were decked out in head to toe loud luxury labels, sometimes more than one brand. And in my opinion, it just felt kind of over the top, and it was giving very kind of desperate pick me energy, or people who desperately were seeking attention and trying to impress other people in such an obvious way that it almost had the opposite effect on me. So let's not derail the conversation too far into that, but it is something that I'd like to touch on more in some of my content, because I'm seeing a lot more of it and I'm really feeling kind of put off by it. So let's circle back to handbags. I think this is still going to be a spend category, but within reason, and for something that's going to have longevity. So any of those more loud or slightly tacky luxury labels, I think that's going to be a pass. Maybe don't spend your money on those. But if you wanted to take a slightly more quiet luxury route, or just a quality handbag, it doesn't have to be super duper spendy. You can get great handbags for a relatively reasonable, slightly spendy price tag. So any of the ridiculous, over-the-top, loud labels that are super, super expensive, I'm going to say pass on that. But I also think in the handbag category, if you go too affordable, it's not as satiating. So let's just kind of equate this back to a food craving. If you were craving something naughty and to quell that, you decided to eat a chocolate covered rice cake instead, you're probably still left kind of feeling unsatisfied. And I think that's what happens with kind of cheap handbags. So for this category, I would say you want to spend as much as you can reasonably afford to get the best quality in your price range. Next up, in groundbreaking for fall, knitwear. This is a category that I'm also going to say is a spend your money category. So any of these very affordable type sweaters are made of such yucky things, you guys. Like, what is acrylic? The only thing that I know that acrylic is used for is nails, which also isn't a favorite of mine. But acrylic sweaters, they wear terribly, they pill, they really do look cheap. So for that reason, I'm going to say that knitwear is going to be a spend your money category. It's going to have that longevity. It's going to feel nice on your skin because you're probably purchasing cashmere or another nice luxe natural fabric. So no more icky sweaters. And if you think about it, back to the original example of buying better and having it last you for longer, if you're buying perhaps a $80-ish sweater and having to replace that 3-4 times, that equals the cost of a nicer sweater. So sweaters or knitwear in general are going to be a spend your money category for the fall wardrobe refresh. And the last category is going to be jeans. This is either the first or second most popular category that I'm working on with my clients. So I think most of us wear jeans a lot of the time. So this category, because of the rise in really good quality jeans in an affordable price range, this is going to be a save your money category. So you can get really excellent pairs of jeans in a good price range. I happen to really like the ones from H&M. Abercrombie does nice jeans, Aritzia. You can definitely pick up a wonderful pair of jeans, especially for under $100. Oftentimes more affordable than that. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of over the extravagantly, ridiculously expensive denim. that's just kind of not on my radar anymore. It's fallen out of favor because there are such nice jeans in an affordable category. It just seems kind of like wasteful spending. So in this category, I think you can save your money and pick up a great pair of jeans in an affordable price range. So that's it for our fall wardrobe refresh on where to spend, where to save. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.